Hi everyone, it's Kerchi. For my toy collection showcase, I'm going to be showing the first series of the Mighty Max Doom Zones. These are from 1992 and include Palace of Poison, Skull Dungeon, Ice Alien, Doom Dragon, Wolfship 7, and Arachnoid. And we are going to start with this one, the most iconic one. This is called Mighty Max Conquers the Palace of Poison. This is the one everybody immediately recognizes, even if you didn't have Mighty Max growing up, and with good reason, because look how awesome this is. One thing unique about every single Mighty Max set is a little bit of the compact on the inside comes out, and you can see it in the exterior. So for this one, we can see the little tail peeking out. It also makes it look like this is the tail of the snake. And this one is from 1992, but as you can see, it is in great quality. I didn't have to do any restoring. This Mighty Max logo, the MM, looks amazing. And on the back, we have the Bluebird logo. Bluebird just made the best toys, hands down. And all around, we see that snake texture, the pattern. It's just so amazing. And now let's open it up. How cool is this? I mentioned before how my aesthetic is very girly. That's why I didn't want to collect Mighty Max. And even though this is super gross, look at all of those snakes. This is an amazing set. The designs, the details, the way it opened up, and we can still see the snake figure here. The other cool thing about it is the pieces, such as Max right here, they all perfectly fit inside to where you can perfectly close the compact. So you don't have to worry about the compact not closing because the pieces don't fit. Everything has its rightful place. And this is my favorite part. This is how we're supposed to display it. We take this hook right here, open the snake mouth, put this up like so, and hook this right here. I mean, how awesome does this look? This looks so adventurous, very on brand for Mighty Max. The total opposite of Polly Pocket, which is why I love it. It's very different, very unique. They don't make toys like this anymore. Look how cool this looks. I'm actually Year of the Snake, so this speaks to me. Now let's go through all the details starting from up top. We are in what seems to be an ancient Egyptian temple. We have a golden statue here that looks to be Anubis. Another one here that looks like King Tut maybe. And this is a secret compartment that reveals a mummy. We can also see the mummy through here on the underside. And this is another example of how everything has a place in the Mighty Max compacts. Then over here, we see some ancient writing. I don't know if it's actually hieroglyphs or something else. We have some snakes and skulls in the background, some more snakes down here, more ancient ruins all around, and some skeletal remains down here. And this is how usually toys are marketed to boys, right? Lots of violence and gross things. And of course the hook just places perfectly on here too. There's a little area here where they just place perfectly, and another one down here. And it's honestly super satisfying seeing everything fit. Then down here we have the gross area. We have tons of snakes, slithering snakes. We have a giant scorpion, and there's Max himself battling all of these disgusting creatures. Here's another ancient artifact. I think it's a golden sphinx, and we can push this open to reveal a skeleton. And as you can see from the skeletal remains, many brave conquerors have tried and failed to battle the monsters in this temple. And now we are going up the stairs, all the way up to the snake's head, where we see more and more snakes. But also, inside the snake's mouth is treasure. I really love the detail here with the tongue, the fangs, and the golden treasure inside. We see some coins, goblets, fitting reward for a brave conqueror. Here is a detailed look at Mighty Max himself. He's holding something. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's some kind of projectile weapon. Oh, and it's attached to a backpack, kind of like a Ghostbuster weapon. What is that called? The ghost sucky thing. He's wearing his signature hat. He's got an M on his t-shirt. And unlike Polly, he doesn't have a hinge, so he just stands straight up. But as I said earlier, he is in amazing condition. No repaint needed. So I really did get lucky with the set. And here is the Mummy King. He looks absolutely terrifying, but so cool. I really love mummies and ancient Egypt. I will watch anything with a mummy in it. And here is the disgusting giant scorpion. Lots of detail and texture on him as well, and of course his deadly tail. This is actually really gross, and seeing it on camera in my hand, it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. And this is the story from the Mighty Max wiki. Max suddenly teleports into a large temple known as the Palace of Poison and finds a torch on the wall. He uses it for a light, only to find a giant scorpion. He uses the torch to scare the beast off and heads over to a tomb. He pushes it open to find a skeleton. He looks up to see something shiny at the ceiling and decides to make his way up. Suddenly, the Mummy King, Venom, appears out of a sarcophagus, but Max shoves him away and finds the treasure at the top of a snake pillar. He uses a grappling hook and enters the snake's mouth, but the mouth begins to close. Fortunately, Max is teleported to safety just in time. Up next, we have Mighty Max escapes from Skull Dungeon. Look how terrifying and tormented he looks. So, of course, this is in the shape of a giant skull, but it's got gigantic fangs. It's missing an eye, and the other eye seems to be popping out of its socket. And we can open his mouth to see a little bit of the inside. This is again another cool concept. I love that we can see the eyeball and some nice textures all around the skull. Continued onto the back. Even these are made of little bones. There's just so much detail into this. Bluebird, you really are the best. Please come back. Come back and save the toy industry. We are in a laboratory conducting lots of unethical experiments. Starting from up top, we have what looks to be an office on the highest point. This is a very old school, medieval times office. We see some books back there, some vials full of questionable liquids, a seemingly innocent chair, but I feel like it's a torture chair. And in the middle section, we have a shelf full of more books, probably books on how to torture people. And I love how the eyes look like windows, especially this one. And here's a poor soul that didn't make it. He is chained up in the dungeon. This is really morbid for a toy. Then we go down the stairs all the way to the laboratory. And here we have the crazy scientist conducting an experiment, making a Frankenstein monster. And Max, of course, watching him, ready to defeat him and his unethical practices. We have some creepy lab equipment all around here. We have these two poles, which probably conduct electricity. We have some gooey eyeballs all around here, and there's a giant one here too. And we can actually remove this and place them here. Why? Because we want to torture this poor monster. We want to give him a huge electric shock, so he'll come to life and live a meaningless existence like the rest of us. And he has come alive. We also have a lever here that we can just pull up and down. This reminds me of Dexter's laboratory. And over here is a trap door that leads to the basement. But what's in the basement exactly? There's a giant spider web there, which means nobody has been down there. Maybe more dead bodies. And on this side we have the staircase mouth leading up to the laboratory. Something about 90s toys. They're just so amazing. And once again, there is a place for every single character, every single piece, to where the compact closes perfectly. And this is a great example of how a compact doesn't need to have a lot of pieces. I'm talking about the modern Polly Pockets, because these only have 3 characters and 2 other movable pieces, but they're so ingenious and the design is so good that this is a high quality toy, and there's content, there's story behind it. So this is a great example of quality over quantity. And here is Max. He is holding a lantern. He looks different than the other Max we just saw. He seems to be taller, skinnier, looks older too. And look at the difference in the faces. Are one of these fake somehow, or maybe I just don't know enough about Mighty Max? But anyway, let's keep going. And this is Dr. Gore, the evil scientist. Unlike Max, he actually has a hinge. So there you go, the hinge is back. He's also got that Igor look with a hunchback and the lopsided face. And our monster is actually named Smasher. He looks very much like a Frankenstein monster, and he also has a hinge. And this is the story from Mighty Max Wiki. Max finds himself in Skull Dungeon, the laboratory of Dr. Gore, a hunchback scientist who had just finished his latest creation, Smasher. As Dr. Gore realizes he has company, he lurches forward and tries to grab at the mighty one. However, Max lifts up a trapdoor and trips Dr. Gore into it. Max then pulls a lever close to Smasher, moving him around. While Dr. Gore returns to Smasher for aid, Max grabs a ball and chain and throws it at the electric machinery holding Smasher. The laboratory explodes and Max teleports out just in time. Up next, we have Mighty Max Liquidates Ice Alien. I really love the name of each of these compacts. This one looks so grotesque and creepy, and it's giving me trypophobia a little bit. Those holes are making me uncomfortable. The Mighty Max logo isn't as perfect as the other ones, but overall this is still in amazing condition. And for this one, the unique feature is we can see his tongue, and the tongue is actually another alien inside of him. He's got giant silver teeth that look very sharp and deadly. He's got those evil alien eyes. Look at all of these textures. These are so detailed. They really said, we're gonna do alien and we're gonna do it right. Even down this middle, there's like some kind of spine looking thing. It's so gross. On the back, not much texture, just the Bluebird logo, but we can still see some on the side here. This looks so awesome. It looks straight out of a sci-fi movie. And as a designer, I have to talk about color scheme. Look at that. Look at the neon green. On top, it looks like the command center of a spaceship. We have this giant tower in the middle. I'm guessing this is where the aliens get their power. We have some neon green tubes on the side here. They're siphoning the power from this nucleus. And here we have a platform, more pipes and tubes coming down here. I love that these look like icicles, and it looks like we're in some sort of cold, icy cave. Here are more buttons, and down here is where all the action is happening. We see 3 aliens. Here are 2 smaller ones and a giant one. I'm guessing he's the leader. We also have a robot, and there's little tiny Max. We see more neon green tubes snaking all over the ground. Some very dangerous, rough terrain all around here. We can also remove the alien heads, and this ball mechanism allows them to turn. We can turn this one on this side, and we can do the same with the giant alien head. We are back to that toddler-looking Max. I'm not sure if the other one is intended to be the way it is, or if I'm supposed to get all toddler, baby-looking Maxes. But anyway, he has what looks to be a ray gun. It actually looks like the same weapon he has in the Palace of Poison. And a robot here is named Cryogenoid. He looks like a humanoid, but I think he's an alien, and he can swivel a little bit. And these are the 2 alien heads. Disgusting. And our giant alien here is named Isosaurus. So he is supposed to be some kind of T-Rex looking thing. I can see the arms, the legs, here's the tail, and here is the Mighty Max wiki story. In an unknown tundra, Max finds himself teleported inside where the ice reads, "Max, think quickly and move fast, or you will soon breathe your last." Trapped within the ice, Max wonders who captured him. Suddenly, he is introduced to the Cryogenoid, an ice alien of unknown origin. He plans on using Max's brain to complete his creation, the Isosaurus. The Cryogenoid goes to attack, but trips in the ice. He orders the Isosaurus to get Max before he reaches the refrigeration unit. Max makes it to the unit and freezes the Isosaurus. He then grabs a large icicle and throws it at the main computer, causing an explosion which traps the Cryogenoid. Max teleports away just in time. Up next, we have Doom Dragon. At first, I thought he was a dinosaur, or maybe another snake, or maybe even an alligator, but he is indeed a dragon. He has fangs with blood streaks, very nice scale textures all around. I love the bright green. Little beady eyes peeking through, and his nose are actual holes that let you see a little bit into the compact. Look at these amazing designs. House of the Dragon who? We don't know her. And on the back, the Bluebird logo once again. I don't know what this is, but I like it. It's like they transferred over the scales from the front. And he's even got lips. Look at that. We don't need fillers here. It looks looks like we are in a giant snotty nostril, and I love it. Up here we have a very moist and drippy cave that looks like it smells really, really bad. Up here we have another office area, similar to the laboratory we just saw. We've got a chair, some books, this podium with, what is that? A book? Maybe he's casting a spell? And down here we've got some lava and dead people. Always dead people. There's even a coffin. How come this guy gets a coffin, but these guys are just skeletons? And down here we have more details of the cave. This time we are in a rocky area, and we somehow have rainbow lava acid and a skeleton just melting in there. And there is Mighty Max battling the dragon with this Darth Vader looking character menacingly staring at him. We also have another pulley mechanism here, which connects right up here. How cool is that? Here is Max. He has a lime green hat this time, and he is holding a slingshot. This is Raven Dark. Kind of sounds like Ravenclaw and Mandark put together. He's holding what looks to be a knife, or maybe like a knife lightsaber. He also looks like Death. What an interesting character. And he's got a hinge. I'm always happy to find that signature Polly Pocket hinge. And this is our Doom Dragon, and to be honest with you, he is too cute to be a Doom Dragon. He looks like one of those very friendly dragons from Dragon Tales. He's not scary at all. And here is the Mighty Max wiki story. Max, having just teleported into a dark cavern, notices a message on the wall which reads, "Max, the mighty book shall put out the fire." After reading it, he is confronted by Ravendark, Grand Sorcerer of the powers of night. He plans on using Max as a human sacrifice. Max grabs his slingshot and pelts Ravendark in the face with a pebble. As Max flees, he encounters Doom Dragon, who breathes fire in attempt to turn Max to toast. Max once again uses his slingshot, distracting the Doom Dragon briefly, but upon orders from Ravendark, it attacks Max again. Max, on a bridge in the cave, grabs a rope as soon as the bridge is destroyed by the dragon's flames. He pulls himself back up to the cliff and finds Ravendark's Book of Doom, tossing it into the sludge below. Since the Book of Doom was the key to Ravendark's powers, the villain explodes and destroys everything around him. Max quickly teleports away to his next adventure. Up next, we have Mighty Max Terminates Wolfship 7. As the name says, he is a spaceship that resembles a wolf, a very creepy undead wolf. He has very large teeth, 2 fangs at the front, a skeletal structure, and 2 red eyes peering from beyond. On his head, we have the engine of the spaceship. We can also see the little ray gun over here, which we can activate like so. And on the back, we have that sweet bluebird logo and more of the wolf's textures coming through on the sides. We can also pull out the ears, which are actually platforms inside the compact. And now he looks even cooler. This looks awesome. Up here we have more details of the spaceship. We have lots of controls here. This looks like a throne. I'm not sure what this is, but the theme of this compact is these aliens want to enslave the people of Earth, so I'm guessing this is some kind of mind control device. Here's more things you would see in a spaceship. It kind of reminds me of Star Wars. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. I also love those yellow tubes running all the way through. Down here we have 2 alien figures. It looks like they're bowing, but I thought it was supposed to be the people of Earth who are bowing. And there's Max, who looks a little too happy to be here. More spaceship devices for mind control. Maybe these put out some sort of laser onto the people of Earth, enslaving them forever, forcing them to work meaningless corporate jobs till the day they die. Oh wait, that's already happening. We also have some missiles here on the sides, and we can use these missiles to reload our missile launching spaceship. This mini spaceship detaches and we can ride it around in space. Here's more tubes going through the machines. I love the staircase. This looks really fancy for an evil spaceship. And this is Max. He has a blue hat this time. Then we have evil alien Lord Looper. What a name. I'm not sure what's on his face. It looks like a snake. He's got one arm raised and another one by his chest. He's got this exoskeleton. And we have his evil alien Lieutenant. And both of them have hinges. And this is our detachable spaceship with giant missiles, because you never know when you'll need them. And here is the Mighty Max wiki story. Max is teleported aboard the spaceship Wolfship 7 and a computer message flashing, "Max, disarm, destroy, and deliver your people. Lord Looper, an evil alien conqueror, and his lieutenant have plans to use a mind controller on the people of Earth and enslave them. Max stumbles onto their plan, and they intend to use their mind controller on him first. In the midst of the chase, the lieutenant stumbles into Lord Looper, damaging their mind controller and setting off a 30-second timer to auto-destruct the spaceship. With 20 seconds to go, Max uses the escape pod to get into space before teleporting away. And last but not least, we have Mighty Max trapped by Arachnoid. This thing is so disgusting and ugly and gross and creepy, and I hate spiders so much, but look at it. It looks like a giant tarantula in my hands. It's got 6 green, beady little eyes, this giant red thing in the middle, and if I know anything about nature, anything red is dangerous. The Mighty Max logo, of course, which doubles as a marking, like a Black Widow marking. And we can see this brain-looking thing coming out of its body. Ew. And again, another trypophobia thing. Look at those little tiny holes. They're so uncomfortable. And it's got a hairy body. This looks like hair. Of course, those legs, those 8 creepy legs and sharp fangs at the front. This thing is so disgusting. And on the bottom, it looks just as gross. It looks like a dead giant bug. Yep, the inside is just as gross as the outside. Ew, look at all those membranes and veins. Is that blood? Anyway, up here it looks to be some kind of machine inside the spider's brain. Then we have these membranes coming down the side. They look so gooey and gross, especially this one, how it's just webbing out from the spine. They did a really good job at making this look grossly detailed. Down here we have some kind of dungeon. I think those are hands trying to crawl out from the little crawl space, which is so creepy. They're probably spider food. And we have some blood here, some blood here. How did they get away with putting blood on toys? I love the 90s. Here we have a disgusting monster on this platform that spins, and on the other side is Max. Is that a body trying to crawl through? This is so disturbing. And of course, we can't forget our giant spider. We can detach him, and he looks so disgusting. I hate it. I hate this a lot. From a design standpoint, I love it, but as an arachnophobe, I don't. And underneath is a trap. And when we open it up, we see another dead body with blood everywhere. This is probably the most violent compact I've seen ever. Here is Max, same as before, same little weapon. And this is the disgusting Arachnoid, but he's only got 6 limbs. And he looks more like a fly hybrid. And this is the Mighty Max wiki. After Max finds a message, he is suddenly teleported into the web-filled nest of Arachnoid. Arachnoid greets Max and reveals he plans on feeding him to his newest mutation, Creep, a giant spider. Max, wielding an axe, stabs Creep and attempts to run, but is caught in a spider web. Arachnoid gloats, but Max uses the axe to slice off one of Creep's legs. He rushes towards the protein processor and uses the axe to cause an explosion. The entire cave begins to collapse, and Max leaves Arachnoid and Creep to their crushing end by teleporting away. And that was the Mighty Max Doom Zones Series 1 from 1992. This has been a highly requested showcase for a while now. At first, I didn't want to collect Mighty Max, but having seen what you guys just saw, I absolutely love them. These are so intuitive, very detailed, and they just don't make toys like this anymore, which makes these all the more special. Thank you guys for watching my toy collection showcase, and I'll see you on the next one.